welcome to another episode of Label Breakers, where we help you know the identity that the Creator says about you and who He says about Himself, so that you can break off all the negativity that the world has placed in you, so you can live in purpose, on purpose, and with the one who is your purpose. So it's been a couple weeks since we've been live on here, guys. This is episode 99. We are getting close to 100. It's so awesome. And tonight I have the honor of having my mama, Sandra Jackson, as our guest again. Hey, mama.
Hey, Chrissy.
So tonight we want to come to you guys and talk because yesterday for the Chinese New Year was the Chinese New Year, and it is the year of the fire horse this year in the Chinese New Year. So, I mean, we don't typically normally follow all the Chinese New Year stuff, so I don't know like all the specifics about it. But since it is the year of the fire horse and people have been talking about that, we did ask my good friend ChatGPT a little bit of information of what that meant. And we were like, wow, that's pretty amazing and interesting and goes a lot along with what we like to share at RBU experiences. And you guys all know that the horses are a main part of that. So we thought it would be interesting this year to kind of integrate that a little bit of what the fire horse means. But so we kind of been talking about that and doing a little bit, and we want to share with you guys a little bit what we learned, a little bit what's been going on with the horses and the property. And mama had a very good experience in the fall where she did a demonstration for the local people and for the people in her counseling office to share in what we do with the horses. And it was pretty powerful and meaningful day for a lot of people. So I will have mama share a little bit more about that. She's taking care of her puppy, I think.
My dog who gets stuck in the corner that whines, and I don't think he's going to sit on my lap, so I hope he doesn't keep getting stuck in everything.
But and then we'll
Poor
start
little dementia dog.
then we'll start a little bit about what we want to do with the retreats coming up, and let you guys know a little more information about those. So mama, like, share some of what happened with the demonstration that you did and invited people out to. You had a really good turnout. It was a really
Yeah, I did.
impactful
Yeah,
day.
we had a really good turnout. I mean, you came, so you were there. So we had a really. I was very grateful and very thankful that as many people came as they did. So actually, I work at a counseling office, and it's a small office, but everybody except one person in my office that I work with came, so that they could begin to understand what was going on. And then there were some neighbors, some other people that I met that came. We were able to do a live demonstration. One of the ladies that I work with that is a counselor was willing to put herself out there, because basically to make that work and the demonstration to work, you had to have someone who really wanted to work on their stuff and was willing to be out in the arena with Buddy. And that meant that you were kind of opening up, you were, what do they call it, hanging out your dirty laundry, and they used to say, for everybody to see. But she was more than willing to do that. And
But I just want to share that even though she was willing, and for her it might have felt like that, like for us watching, we didn't personally see her stuff. Like, she worked on her stuff, so like you guys don't have to be afraid that even if you're like hanging out your dirty laundry, that the rest of us around that are there to support you. Like, we were all just there to support her and see, and we got to see how the horse responded with her,
Yeah.
but we didn't hear all of her personal dirty laundry. So you guys
No,
don't have to be afraid of
because you
that.
guys were far away and she was in the middle of the arena, so you didn't.
Yeah.
But at the same time, she had to be willing to
Yeah.
put that out there
Yeah.
for people to hear if they did hear it.
Right.
Because in order for a demonstration to happen, and it has to work, horses aren't taught to do this. They have to be able to connect with the person who's doing the work
Mhm.
and to actually do the work. So the person has to be connected within themselves. The person has to be honest and not nervous, not thinking about 1,000 other things, but willing to just be present in the moment there. And that happened. Every time it happens, every time there is a session with someone, even if it's the same person and it's a different session, they're always different. They're never the same
Mhm.
because the horse is finding where you need the work to be done, or what's going on the inside of you. So this time it was interesting
Mm.
because most of the time he will move around and he usually connects closely to someone. And this time he stood away from her, looking directly at her. I mean, you were there. It was
Mhm.
almost like instead of a horse doing this, coming up really close, it was like he was a bird dog. He was just kind of pointing her out, but he stood still. I mean, totally, completely, absolutely still.
Mhm.
Like he was almost like he was a statue. And so that made for interesting things to see and to come about. But but he was pretty spot on with everything that was going on. And then just to be very brief, I guess, with that, she mentioned to me at work, she's really excited about it. She came back actually, we did that on a Friday, right? She came back on Sunday afternoon and did some more work on Sunday afternoon, just by herself, her and I and Buddy. But she had mentioned that she is a counselor. She does counseling. But then that half hour, 45 minutes that she was there, she actually did more work and went deeper down into her trauma than she had in 10 years worth of counseling.
Wow. Wow.
So, yeah, amazing. I mean, I don't know that. I mean, I don't know what to expect. So every time something happens and you hear something like that, it sends shivers through my body, to know that this is what can happen and this is the work that can be done, and then through that, people showed interest. And I did have a person who did sign up for couple of sessions after that. And so her work was different, but the same, but she was just super excited, but also helped by it.
Mhm.
So there was like close to a month, I guess, maybe 3 weeks in between her first one and then when she came back. And she wants to do more, but she's in Europe right now. But she said on her first one that there were just a lot of things that opened up that had never opened up before, and a lot of realizations that she began to see, and changes that she began to make. And that in that 3 weeks, she even actually she was lighter, happier, and she even lost 20 pounds.
Wow.
So you just, and the second session that she did was different than the first one, but really, still very amazing and helpful. So the session, I mean, I explained what we were doing, and then we did the session, and then demonstration, whatever you want to call it, and then there was a time for people to ask questions, for them to ask different questions about what went on. To be able to spend a little bit of time with the horses when they weren't working like that. And then we actually filmed it. We did film it.
Mhm.
So there was quite a few people actually. Ayako came to film it, and Duke came, and then Naomi was standing on one side, and then a friend of Duke's, who's actually a stunt guy that I never met before, who does some filming and some short does make some shorts and stuff, came with his equipment and
Mhm.
filmed it. So we have, and then Duke edited it. It was like 2 hours long, and he edited it, I think. So it can be seen on Soaring on Wings on YouTube and
Mhm.
the Soaring on Wings Instagram, and I think some on Soaring on Wings Facebook.
Okay.
So you can actually watch parts of it. He
Mhm.
edited it, put it apart. I think there's one where it's almost the whole thing that's like 40 minutes long, and then he's put up shorts that anywhere from like 5 to 20 minutes.
Hmm.
So you can see some of what we did on that day.
Wow. Okay. Well, that's good to know. We'll try to get those links for you guys under this recording, so or at least one of them, so you can go there and look at that and see more if you want to. So yeah, it was a very powerful time, and um it was it was different than our experiences um for me, because there was like our experiences are small, as you guys know. They're the max is like 5 that we can have, and so there was, I don't know, probably what, 25, 30 people maybe there. And so there was a lot more energy around the moment, and to um, to sit there with the people like that we were watching, and like I said, we all just kind of held space for her, and but to feel that like stillness in that like heart coherence and sync that everybody was holding was powerful too. It was powerful, even what the horse was doing, but like how everybody was like in that moment, and um,
Yeah,
what happened with that. So
yeah, that was very touching for me as well,
mhm,
because everyone, like you said, all of you held space for her.
mhm,
Everyone was perfectly still and perfectly quiet. They didn't get nervous. They didn't move around. They didn't whisper to each other. As he stood there for a long time and
mhm,
didn't move, I
mhm,
wasn't sure what people were going to do or
mhm.
think or say, because horses don't do that. If you don't know horses very well, you don't realize that they just don't do that. You
Yeah.
know, that
I
was
mean, you could tell, like you said, he was hesitant for a while, but I mean, we've had, people and they're not coherent, so he will just walk around the pen or do whatever. But from the moment, like he zeroed in on her, like you said, he stood still, but he zeroed in, so you knew he was connected, but he was holding space until she was ready to let him approach.
yeah.
And I mean, you could feel it. It was it was pretty powerful. So
And
yeah.
he did finally approach her. He did go up
Mhm.
to her.
Yeah.
And so he did approach her.
Yeah.
So, but the people, when afterwards, when they had discussion and questions, um, everyone was, everyone talked about how amazing it was, how touched they were, how they
Mhm.
could even feel the energy and what was going on. And I know there were a couple of people that were like, it was so intense. And one lady was like, I just cried, I could feel it and I cried. And um, so the reaction of the people that watched it was, um, to me, was as amazing as watching him do it and watching her do it, because this usually when he does it, it's just the person and me. It's he knows that he's working, he's in there. I mean, it just happens, but it's usually just him and two people, maybe someone else around because you've been there a couple of times, but not real close. But like you said, this was 25 or 30 people, and they're
Mhm.
all sitting in chairs back behind the round pin. And I'm like going, can he do this? I didn't even know for sure if he could do it with that many people watching, or there would be too much distraction, because even in the neighbor's backyard, kids were playing, laughing, there was distraction. But he was not distracted whatsoever. It was just, it was like a very sacred 45 minutes for everybody that partook in it, I think. So I mean, I was as I was as impressed and amazed by it as anybody else there, I think, too. So
Yeah. Yeah, it is amazing to see the the creator work through all of his creations and and be a part of it was is pretty amazing. So guys, that's what we want to share with you, like at the BU retreat, is that experience, that's holding space for you, that healing, that it comes to you, but it comes to all of us as we're there with our hearts coherent. Last BU, I know a lot was around grief um, and with loss and dying, and that Mama even had to put her sweet boy to sleep during the weekend. So, and a lot of those who were there were dealing with recent griefs and recent deaths, and so holding that heart space was a lot of what happened at our last experience. So it's amazing how that heart congruence comes together and for the right time and the right moment. And like I said, each BU experience is different and different things we work on, but same in that the heart is there, the congruence is there, that we work on stepping into who we are and also remembering our childlike wonder. I think that's so important that there's a lot of people, and Bill Vanderbush even was talking about it in our Monday night Bible study a couple weeks ago. We were talking about words and the meaning and like breaking down, and we broke down to where the word we were searching for was wonder. And it was like that we can stand in the wonder of childlikeness again, of who we are and in that and who he is, and the freedom of that. So I love, I've shared with you some of my experiences with a horse, and it's always a wonder to me what transpires and what is shown to me, and the heart of Papa's heart of love in that moment. So it's a powerful time. It's a powerful time, and me and Mama look forward to each retreat. I know I do. I mean, it's always a joy to go there and to experience it. And of course, I get to spend time with my mom and, all this stuff. So, yeah, I don't know. I'll get into some of our notes in a second, but is there anything else you want to add to?
well, the thing that pops in my head, I mean, when you're talking about that, because I mean, what he's doing is showing where the work is, I guess it needs to be done. But where there are things that need to be broken off. So, as I think about that, because we put this together with you with this, and Label Breakers is a part of this, because basically what we are doing with any of this is to find our true identity. I mean, we have to do it in Christ. We have to do it in God, yes, but we also have to break off. And there's, I mean, I guess part of the discussion. This is like my counseling sessions. I go, stuff pops in my head, whether it should be there or not, I don't know. But it's like, so many times we get to the point where we feel like we need to give it all to God, but God is just we expect God to do this and that and the other thing and take all of this away, and he's going to make this right, and he's going to make this perfect, or he's going to do this and he's going to do that. But at the same time, he puts within us the desire to actually to walk with him, to be with him, to look, to read into the word, to look at other people, to do things. And we have all this stuff on the inside of us that the minute that we get saved doesn't always just completely go away. And so it's a work in progress. It's a work that has to be um, worked out, healed, you know. So like even when I talk with some of my clients with trauma, it's like you've got all this gunk down on the inside of you, and it's like you have an infected wound, and so you've got all the gunk on the inside of you, and you've got to pack and pull and pack and pull and use the ointment and the healing to bring it out, you know. And so so all of it in breaking off the labels and the healing process and finding out who we are and becoming who we are is a process of that kind of packing and pulling. And so the horse helps us to, I think even more what the horse does, and especially with Buddy, like even in the ones, even with the client that we had for our demonstration, was to go down. Like she said, she went deeper into her trauma than she'd gone in 10 years, is to go down to help find that wound, to help pack it, I guess you could say, to help pull it out and bring it out so that you can start that process of healing, which is also a breaking off of a lot of those things that you talk about in label breakers, and breaking those things away and bringing them out, bringing them to the surface, and then breaking them off, taking them away, you know. And even with Buddy, with the horse, like I think we had talked about before when we did the one in May, the last one that we did, the one lady that was out there for 3 hours. I mean, I I knew her. She was from work, you know, and I don't like to do that long. But I mean, there was no way to stop the stuff that was just gushing out of her. I mean, just gushing. I mean, it was gushing. It was just like a geyser exploding out of her. And but he stayed in there with her the whole time, you know, just holding space for her and being next to her. And I stood there listening to her, and I'm like, are all the three of us going to fall over from complete exhaustion when this is over?
Yeah.
But the horse, he doesn't keep it on. They do live in the present. They do know how to just release all that stuff, you know. And I think that's part of the process as well. I hope I'm making sense, but you go down into that deal and you pull it out, and so then that's a releasing of it as well. He's helping us to find it, pull it out, bring it forward, and then release it, you know, to give it up and to not take it back, which that's what Christ asks us to do as well, right? Bring it up, take it out, and release it. So it's all kind of a package, I guess you could say. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I mean, that's another thing that I've been in discussion around lately, is that emotions are energy in motion. So we have to, like, we've been taught to like suppress our emotions or hide our emotions or don't let other people see our emotions, or sometimes our emotions are totally out of control and other people see it and they're like, oh my gosh, what are you doing, you know, like. But emotions are energy in motion, so it needs to move, it needs to go, it needs a place to gush out in a safe place. And that, I mean, that is what is the beautiful gift from the horse, is that it can sit there and take that energy emotion and hold a space for you with it, and then be like, okay, it's gone now, I'm done with it, blah blah blah. You're done with it, blah blah blah, you know. So yeah, that is powerful.
Yeah, it's letting go of that, and then, but as they hold the space, you feel the connection, you feel the love, you feel the support, you feel the connection, you feel heard. You know, I actually had a guy that's in one of the B&Bs go out last Friday with him, and that was a different session and a different experience too. But even with all of it, I wasn't really sure. But when he was done, he was like, "No, I felt heard. I felt like someone was listening to me, had accepted me, and I felt heard." You know, so so that's all. Yeah. And we all need that, right? We need that.
Absolutely.
I think that, I mean, that's part of when we do the be seen, be soothed, be safe, be secure. I mean, being heard is being seen. Being seen is being heard. So
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So with that, because we've already been out here 25 minutes, that's crazy. Um I'm gonna read just a couple of excerpts from what we found out about the year of the horse, the fire horse. And if there's stuff you want to jump in, Mama, you can. But so a horse equals movement, travel, and progress. Fire equals passion, illumination, and transformation. So together, they equal passionate, forward momentum. So that energy and motion. It's the energy of breaking stagnation, reclaiming independence, running toward destiny, refusing confinement. Fire horse passion represents freedom, passion, and identity. It is the courage to break restraints and emotional intensity that transforms. So the horses can teach us that the horse is not passive. It moves, it carries, it refuses confinement. At the BU experiences, the horses help find the suppressed emotion, reflect authenticity, respond to truth, not performance. You can't fake it. Like if you try to fake it or you get too much, he's like, nope. So he responds to truth. It exposes fear gently but clearly. And they invite embodied presence. So so you can take this little bit of fire horse medicine quote and say, you cannot fake freedom. You must feel it. And I think we've all done that. Tried to, search it in ourselves, fake the freedom. I can do this. I got it. I'm positive. I'm blah, blah, blah. I'm a Christian, blah, blah, blah. God is do this. But if you don't truly feel it, it's not real.
That's powerful. Yeah, that's powerful.
So the horses demand congruence of your heart, your body, your nervous system alignment. So do you agree with that?
Yes, definitely. Yeah. Yep. Exactly.
And fire burns away pretense. And I mean, if you think about like God calls himself, he's a refining fire, and we're all in that refining fire. And when we're in it, it cannot feel great, but it burns away pretense. And, but fire also equals identity ignited. It can burn off our labels. It can break our shame cycles. And it can help us reclaim our childlike wonder. And we can step back into our God-defined identity. So this is another little quote we can remember using if we want the fire horse energy that says, you are not meant to live bridled by fear. So I know, there's a lot of faith over fear sayings, and I did have it hanging on my wall. Over fear. Oh, no, there it is. But that has to be truly felt to be real. Like we can say it, but it has to be truly felt. So I know I've been going through some big transformations. But this quote stood out to me. It says, "It's not wild chaos. It's holy wildness." And I don't know about you guys, but I was like, when I first like wrote that down, I was like, yeah. But then like it hit me just a little bit before we were doing the podcast, and I was re-going through the notes and get blurry. But what that means for me personally. So that what some people might interpret as chaos when we're deeper into our true identity, it can be a holy wildness and not a wild chaos. So with that, we have a little closing thing we can do, but is there anything you want to add on all of that, Mama?
I don't think so. That was great. It's good. I'm glad that it's on your podcast so I can go back and listen to it again and get all that information that you just shared about all those things that do happen, and it does do. I mean, so that's
yeah, me too, actually. I mean, this might sound a little weird to some of you guys, but we all know, everybody says our voice is the most powerful voice that we can listen to. And you guys know, for your identity, like, your voice does speak loudest, and the Holy Spirit does speak through us in our voice. So I I go back and listen to my Label Breaker podcast to remind myself of what my voice says too. So this podcast, guys, I love doing them for you. But as I shared with one of my friends that I did one of her sessions this week, that was powerful. But I said, what we do for others, we do first and foremost for ourselves. So if we're studying the word, we're studying it for ourselves. And if we're studying to bring identity and bring hope, we're doing it for ourselves first. So it's for ourselves first, and then to bring to other people, hopefully, the healing that comes to ourselves. So
if you're not doing it for yourself and it's not real to you, how can you help somebody else that it's real for them?
absolutely,
right?
Absolutely. We've been in a lot of circles where the fakeness is there, and unfortunately, there's a lot being exposed right now in the church and in every arena, and politics and Hollywood and Epstein files, where there's a lot of not real things. And so we got to do it for ourselves first, with the wonderful three who love us, and do it. And then, like, as I've been experiencing more and more, and I'm so thankful for that, then he brings others along that have walked through where you're walking, or are walking where you're walking, or that can just help encourage you, lift you up, bring a confirmation of what you're hearing is actually from the wonderful three, and he's confirming that. And that is one thing that he does with the horses for me, is when I go out and be with them and ask, is in my congruence out there, is what I'm hearing, is it from you? Like, show me. And that's what he showed me through Buddy many times. So it's powerful and an amazing experience. So guys, we do have the max 5. 5 is pushing it.
5 is pushing it, but we make it work.
But we are offering this time a little different breakdown of prices. So the next retreat is going to be April 29th through May 30th. So it's coming up soon, guys, for the full 4-day retreat with your meals and lodging, except we usually do go out for one meal as a group and go out and do that, is $975. If you want to come and not stay on the property, that you want to come experience the treat, like if you're local and you stay close enough that you can just come, it's $775. And if you can't do the full thing, like if you're close or local or whatever, and you just want to come experience one day of it, or if you can, just come experience one day, we are going to do a day pass of $250 so you can come be a part of all that we're doing there. But we hope that you will want to and be able to be a part of the full experience with us, because it is such a wonderful time of healing and love and fun and joy and all of those good things. So, and then we are going to do a fall retreat, so you can put this on your calendars too, for October 1st through the 4th. If you can't make the spring one for some reason, but please reach out to us. I do have it set up where you can go on labelbreakers.com/events. I will put that link where you can do a $50 deposit just to put your name in to say you're interested. And we can do more with that, or you can reach out to Mama if you know her and you're local, or reach out to me for telling us you want to come, and payment options. So I just want to leave you with this little teaser. So if you want to burn the lies that have named you, feel strength without striving, be seen without performing, and be soothed without earning it. That one hit me, guys. Be soothed without earning it. Remember who you were before the world told you who to be. Then come join us at one of this year's Be You experiences.
That's awesome.
So we hope you join us, guys. Really, really would love to see you. So, Mama, with that, would you like to pray us out for everyone?
Sure. Okay. Lord, I am so grateful for the time to be able to share with other people the things that we have been able to experience, and the things that we that are there, and for this BU experience that we're having, Lord, that it is a learning how to be you experience, to be able to go down deep into oneself, to be able to pull things out and to be able to release them and to let them go, and to bring a healing so that we can be who it is that you have created us to be. Because Lord, you have created each one of us to be special. There is no one that's an accident, no one that's a mistake, no one that is not a person that you have you have come to redeem all of us, and you love all of us. And Lord, that each one, you know each one of us, and you knew each one of us before we were even born, Lord. So you know, and you have purpose, and you have passion, and you have created us to be awesomely wonderful, Lord. But unfortunately, we are in a world that is a fallen world, where we are influenced by our culture, by our upbringing, by our families, by schools, by media, by so many things, by peers that have put upon us things that we have taken on to ourselves to be labels, and some of them that have gone really, really down deep. Some of us have been deeply hurt and deeply wounded. Lord, that's the thing that we desire to do with the BU retreats, is to have this opportunity to come together in a small group that is safe, and an environment that's safe, to be able to connect with an animal that that can find us and find down deep, who can stand and hold space and not judge, and begin to feel a healing and a connection. And then with others that are around us, Lord, as we share and as we read your word and as we encourage each other, Lord, to be able to just to be us, to learn how to be us unashamedly, to be us and the person that you created us to be, not who other people have tried to make us or who we even sometimes we're our own worst enemy. But Lord, this is to help release all of these things so that we can be fully connected to you, be fully aware, be fully alive, be fully joyful and happy in what you have, who you have created us to be, and all that you have given to us. And Lord, I thank you for my daughter and for this Label Breakers and the things that she does and for the podcast. I thank you for the horses. I thank you for the gifts that you have given them to be connected to us in such a way to bring healing. And I just thank you for your love. I thank you for your salvation. I thank you for the way that you do care for us and how much we mean to you. So we ask that you be with us tonight, that you give us rest, that you protect us, that you keep us close to your heart. And Lord, I pray for Chrissy and I pray for Jeff. And they've just really been struggling with their health and with being sick and with the issues that are there. Father, I pray that you bring healing to them, that you lift them up and that you heal them and that you make them well. And these things we do ask in your precious name, Jesus. Amen.
Amen. Amen. All right. Thank you, Mama. Thank you for joining me tonight and for sharing.
Thank you, Lucy, for doing this, and thank you for having this, and thank you for joining with me, that we joined together to do these retreats, and for all the support that you have given, that you drive all this way, even when we did our little demonstration, which we're doing another one for anybody that is local or wants to come. We're doing another one the Friday before our retreat.
Yeah.
So to just invite more people, to let people know, because you have to see it, you have to experience it. You can't understand it until you see it or experience it.
Yes. So if you are local, that is a free event and you can come be a part of that. You said it was the 25th, I believe.
25th of April.
April 25th. So look for more information about that. Plan on being there. Mark your calendars. So thank you guys for joining us tonight. We hope to be hearing from you.
Yes, we hope to see you in May.
Yes, we do.
Yes, a wonderful experience.
Yes. So with that, everybody, my mama knows, my daddy's the one who started it, that we love you. High as the mountains, deep as the ocean, wide as the sky. And Jesus loves you even more.
Amen.
We will see you guys soon for the 100th episode.
Woo, 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 woo. Party. Your great grandpa is going to be 100 in September. Woo, woo, woo.
Yes, that is true. So hundreds. All right.